Thank you for joining today's webinar, Ayurveda First Aid and Home Remedies. Our special guest is Dr. Vaidya Aparna Bapatji. If you haven't yet, please put in the chat where you're zooming in from. We got Shrikarji from Bharat, Dr. Sam Kumar from Chicago. Glad to have you on. Vijay Khaneji, Friends of HUA Houston. Thank you for joining. Still thousands out there without power and electricity. Vijayji, hope you're doing well in the HUA family in Houston. Thank you for joining still. Krishna Ji from Karnataka, glad to have you on. Bas Ji from Florida, yes, a regular, glad to have you on. Niraja Ji from Dallas, welcome. Ramani Ji from New York. Vaishali Ji from Minnesota. Nandini Ji from Orange County. Tirlok Ji from New York. Namaste Shanta Ji. Shanta Ji, also a regular and Hindu University of America supporter. Glad to have you on, Shanta Ji from Montreal. Shukla Ji from Minnesota. Yes, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm Ankur Patel, Director of Advancement for Hindu University of America, and I'm glad to be hosting today's webinar again on Ayurveda, First Aid and Home Remedies. We know Ayurveda offers so many different kinds of remedies for common ailments, and it's both first aid and preventive care. So these remedies have actually been used for thousands of years, not just in Indian subcontinent, but all across various cultures around the world. So the kitchen pantry can double as a medical or a medicinal pharmacy with the right knowledge and tools to utilize all available ingredients that are part of our regular diet. We know numerous herbs, spices, whether they're grown in the garden, commonly found at home, can aid in treating a wide range of common health issues across all age groups and stages of illness. So in this webinar, we're going to introduce a new course that explores the significance of various herbs and spices used daily in the kitchen, how to create recipes using them in the form of teas, pastes, drinks, infusions, powder mixtures, internal and external applications. And these preparations can address a multitude of health concerns, everything from digestion, immunity, skin, hair care, seasonal allergies, metabolic issues, women's health, geriatric care, children's health. Ayurveda has so many applications, and at Hindu University of America, we see the importance, and we're glad to bring on people like Dr. Aparna Bapatji to share this information free on today's webinar and then offer courses as well. So thank you for joining. If you haven't filled out the poll yet, let us know if you've attended a webinar, if you've taken a course. We're going to get started shortly. I'm going to introduce Aparna-ji, but Devanshi-ji, thank you for joining from Oregon. Namaste Krishna-ji, glad to have you. And if anybody else wants to put in the chat where you're zooming in from, love to give you a shout out and recognize you. So Aparna-ji, wow, I was reading your bio and learning about how much work you've done. It's amazing, and I'm glad that you're bringing your knowledge on Ayurveda as a distinguished Ayurveda practitioner, educator, entrepreneur who's been in this, just in the United States, working in this space for 25 years. But you actually, and as part of the introduction, Dr. Bapat actually earned her Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery from Pune University in India in 1990. She's joined Ayush Shakti in Mumbai. She honed her skills in Ayurvedic pulse reading and Panchakarma treatments under Dr. Naram. She also studied at Atman Santula village with Dr. Thambe. And she's had a wide experience with diverse patients from around the globe. Between 95 and 98, she served as an Ayurveda consultant and professor at Ayurveda College in the United Kingdom. She worked all across Europe in countries such as Holland, Belgium, Germany, Austria, and England. And in 1998, during a visit to New York, Dr. Babat accepted a position at the Ayurveda Center, Ayurveda Cafe in New York City, and the Himalayan Institute. And she served there as a consultant and educator until 2016. She's been instrumental in establishing numerous Ayurveda centers and colleges in the US, including the Sai Ayurveda College in Florida. She's also a faculty member at Ananda Ayurveda Academy and Sapurna Ayurveda College. And again, we're glad to have her at Hindu University of America. And she's founded different Ayurvedic organizations like the Irish Spirit. It's her LLC. She established the Irish Spirit Ayurveda Institute. Dr. Bapat has been on the board of NAMA, the National Association of Medicine and Ayurveda, NAMA, National Ayurvedic Medical Association. Am I mixing up the acronym? For 9 years, currently serving as the president of the Ayurveda Association of Florida and the International Council for Ayurveda Accreditation. She's a founding member of the American Association of Ayurvedic Professionals, a board director and founding member of the National Consortium of Ayurvedic Medicine, that's NCAM. I could keep on going. It is so great to have Dr. Bapat here, who is grounded in spirituality. She's helped heal thousands with her expertise, and we're glad to have her with us today for this webinar. Just before I hand it to you, let me give a shout out to Dave from Miami Beach, Monica from New Jersey, or Monica from New Jersey, Albuquerque, New Mexico, represented by Doriel. Glad to have everyone on for today's webinar. With that, let me hand it to Aparnaji to get us started.
Hey, namaste, Ankurji. What a mouthful of introduction. Thank you so much. Yes, that's what actually Ayurveda helps us do, right? Just keep on working and keep on living life to the fullest potential. So, am I able to share the screen so I can put up my PowerPoint?
Yeah, if you want to share, I have yours PowerPoint as well, but if you can, it's probably best. And thank you to the over 50 people who have joined us today for this webinar. And we got your PowerPoint going into full screen mode, and we'll get started. Yes. Maybe in the bottom right, next to the sizing, that presentation button. A little bit. On the bottom right, I think it's your arrow. No, bottom right of the screen. Yeah, right around there, that presentation button next to, that'll go to full screen mode. Yeah, that one. Perfect.
Please slideshow. Okay.
There we go. Yes.
Okay, so as you're aware of today's topic, first aid and home remedies. So when we say Ayurveda first aid, what comes to your mind? That means something that we can have right at our home, something that we can have a very quick and easy access to. And in case of emergency, before any medical help or any professional help can come to our rescue, something that we can do in that state, in that moment, when we are, if it is for us or if it is for any of our loved ones, our family members, it's a very crucial situation. We are in state of panic. Um, we don't know what to do. But then, if you have this background of some information about Ayurveda, how to use simple tools that are available at home, at least we can start with something that can help to relieve some discomfort of that family member or of our own situation. So this is what we are going to discuss in this webinar. And of course, in the course, I will tell you as we go on what are the topics that are going to be covered. So when we try to understand Ayurveda, we have to look at our full mind, body, soul as a all in one existence. So we exist at the level of a physical self, at a mental and emotional self, and at a spiritual self. So if we kind of understand the whole system of Ayurveda, how it works, how to connect our own body, mind, soul, and then how to connect us with the environment, with the universe around us. So everything that we are going to use for health, for healing, as a remedy, as a quick fix, all those things are going to be a part and parcel of our environment, of our universe, of the nature that we live in. So many things are right there very accessible to us. And that is very important. When it comes to first aid, we cannot just have a book. We need to have actual ingredients. We cannot just have the knowledge. We should also have the presence of mind. So when I say it's a mind, body, soul, that means if we have this tendency to get easily panicked or easily overwhelmed, we also need to know how, if we have to help somebody, we need to know how to control our emotions, how to have a strong foundation of our own self, so that we can be of help to ourselves as well as to others. You must have heard this in the flight, every time you take a flight, that you have to first put the mask on your own mouth and then try to assist the other person or somebody in your next seat. So this goes the same way. First, we need to know how to understand our mind, body, soul, and how to connect it to the greater self, which is the microcosm, which is everything around us. And then how we can pick and choose different ingredients, different objects, and different energies, and then help them to help us in getting healthier, getting better. So this is the fundamental of Ayurveda. Now, I'm with this kind of a diverse group. I'm not sure how many of you have basic information about the three doshas, the theory of Panchamahabhutas. So that will be our first class when we do our this home remedies course. Now, in first aid, we also want to make sure that what are our limitations. So just in case somebody is having a heart attack, can we do a CPR at home? As soon as the first and foremost thing is we call for help. Here in the US, we call 911. In other countries, whatever their numbers are, 100, 111, whatever that is, the first thing is that is what we do. But in the meantime, till the aid comes, for a heart patient, we try to, if we have done any course on first aid and CPR, we try to administer that right at home. So this is like a common, simple thing that in today's world, in today's generation, pretty much a lot of people are aware of it. Now, when it comes to Ayurveda, we also have a lot of things that we can do immediately to help relax that patient a little bit, or to improve their circulation, or to do something that we can at least keep them in a better condition before the actual professional help arrives. So let me go to the next. Let's understand where this help is going to come from for us. So, the five elements in the universe, which comprise everything that is within us and around us, and comprise the whole universe, is space or ether, which is this empty, vast space of nothingness. And that is important because whenever there is an emergency, we need to, if people are like crowding on us, we need to just give some air, some space, that element, some kind of empty void space is very, very important. There has to be fresh, clean air. So many times, especially in terms of heart attack, the person may be having perspiration, he may feel very tight and congested, so you need to give him some air. Fire or warmth, that is required in many emergency situations. People are covered with either blanket. Then sometimes you have to throw water on the person, you have to sprinkle water on the face, or you have to maybe just quickly give like a cold shower or immerse certain body part in cold water for stopping the bleeding, or to alleviate some of the burn symptoms. And sometimes even mud, some earth. I remember while growing up, my grandmother, anytime we would have a bee sting or a mosquito bite, she would tell us, okay, go to the tulsi plant where it is potted, and just take a pinch of mud from that tulsi pot and rub it on your bee sting or a mosquito bite. And it used to feel so weird, like how is that going to help? But yes, mud has a lot of healing qualities if used correctly, if you have the knowledge, and if you know what it is used for in what situation, it will be immensely helpful as a first aid. And this also helps us, for every little thing, rushing to the doctor, that is not something accessible to everybody, especially in rural parts, wherever you are living. the doctor or the hospital or any emergency aid may be miles away. And if it is in the middle of the night, or if you're not covered by any insurance, or if you have, so there could be many, many reasons why you may want to think about something that can be a quick fix, at least for a temporary situation at home. So five elements that comprise everything that is existing in the universe. That means all the universe around us: rocks, mountains, rivers, oceans, all these garden, flowers, fruits, the food we eat, minerals, metals. And then if you look at our physical body, we are also composed of a different combination of these five elements. So if you look at our bones, if you look at our blood, they will have, denser organs, and tissues will have more earth. There will be a lot of suppleness. So there's water, there is hollowness and porosity in the skin, in the bones. So of course there is air, there is space, there is movement. So air is there when you look at the circulation or neuromuscular communication. Then there is fire, because there's all this digestion, metabolism, transformation happening. All the food that you eat is getting completely converted and transformed into all your body tissues, and not just the body tissues or physical parts, but also your thoughts, your emotions. All those are coming from the food. So Ayurveda is a very, very detailed and in-depth science of understanding life philosophy and applying it on our day-to-day basis. All the choices that we make, whether it is food, whether it is any kind of recreational activity, what kind of work or job we want to do, how we want to live our life, that all that is coming from the fundamentals of Ayurveda. And that is why Ayurveda is also called the science of life and living. Then the three doshas is one of the fundamental theories that Ayurveda has. It's pathophysiology based on the system of three doshas. So some of you, if you have read any books on Ayurveda, you might be familiar with these words: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So Vata is the energy that helps to move everything in the body. So if we look at any kind of movement, locomotion, moving of hands and legs, walking, talking, thinking, imagination, our digestion, peristaltic activity, defecation, urination, everything that moves, all that is done by the energy of Vata. So Vata is not a substance, it is just the energy working behind all these movements and activities going on in the body and mind. Pitta is another energy that helps for transformation, digestion, metabolism, conversion. So not at just the physical level. Physical level, you can imagine all the food you eat is digested, converted, transformed into body required elements. And we also have thoughts, thinking, imagination. So whenever you make your dreams into reality, that is the activity of pitta in your mind, in your subconscious. That is actually transforming your thoughts, transforming your ideas, and making them into anything that is manifested happening. Then kapha is the energy which is a very grounding, earthy energy, which is helpful for building up everything. So when we were born, we were just a few pounds, and now look at ourselves, like how big we are. So all this growth that happens, and then we also have a specific size, shape, form, not just us as a whole, but every organ, every tissue has a specific structure, has a specific shape and size and weight. So all that is properly managed by this energy of kapha. So building, growth, maintenance, and not just the growth and maintenance, but also the immune system is very much under the influence of this kapha energy. So when we look at vata, pitta, kapha, these are essential energies in every person's body. They are working behind the scenes. They're working through every action, activity, physiological, pathological situation that is going on. And then we all have something called Prakriti. Prakriti, if you have heard, is a very common Indian word that a lot of people describe each other. this person is of so and so prakriti or so and so personality. So prakriti is more likely used in common language as a personality type, but in Ayurveda we try to look at it as a physical and mental mind body constitution. So every person, just like our basic genetics, we have a certain format. Like we are born with a predominance of vata or a predominance of pitta or a predominance of kapha. Every human being needs all these three doshas or all these three energies for their body and mind to function. But whatever is more obvious or more strong, that is the kind of metabolic activity that will go, or that kind of physical or mental attributes that person will highlight, or even at a physical level, how the body shape, size, all those things will be attributed by these whichever of the three are more stronger in that person. So that is the science of prakriti. And then that is something is your baseline. It's kind of like a homeostasis where if you have like an address, you have an address to go home to, and then when you lose your way, when you've lost and you don't know where to go, if you know your address, you know where to reach. You always want to go back to home. So no matter how much you travel and you get lost here and there, you always want to go back to that home. So for a mind body constitution, this prakriti is that level of balance or equilibrium, or something that feels like, okay, this is me, this is normal. So that is why the definition of dis-ease means you're not at your ease. When you shift away from your prakriti, you don't feel at ease. There is something not right. And that first initial feeling itself is something we can use a home remedy or a first aid and try to bring us back to the balance of our prakriti. When we shift away from the level of prakriti, it is called vikruti, starting with the V. So vikruti is something that is a temporary imbalance because you've moved away, you have lost your way, like we say, like falling off the wagon. Then you can always come back to, once you know what your mind body constitution is, it's always easy to track back. Now, how to know that? So there are many ways. There are different questionnaires. You can find them on the internet. Also, you can go to Ayurvedic Vaidya who has taken any kind of any Vaidya or any Ayurvedic practitioner that they that can read pulse. Pulse reading is a very, very skilled technique, but it is taught. It's of course a science, and the more hours and the more like your mind you put in, you can definitely master it. So it's a very skilled art, and you can know just by the touch of the pulse. Nowadays, actually, there are some machines that have been invented. I was just at a conference 2 weeks ago, and I saw this machine, very interesting. It was called Nadi Tarangini, and you actually have a device that measures your prakriti. So a lot of interesting things are happening in the field of Ayurveda. So daily and seasonal cycles. So whenever we are living our life, if you look at the morning, afternoon, evening, the whole transition of how the sun and the moon and the planetary position, all that makes an influence on how we feel, how we how to coordinate or how to intellectually use those particular time frames or time cycles, and to get the most out of it. So for example, in Ayurveda, always wake up by sunrise. So at the time of sunrise, everything, the way the nature is and the way our body can respond to it is very beautifully explained. That in the morning, if you get up pre-dawn, just at the crux of dawn, your body can easily, it will be easy to wake up. If you try to wake yourself up around like 9:30, 10, the whole day goes lazy, because that is the kapha time of the day. If you wake up at the vata time of the day, which is the early morning crux of the dawn, that time it will be easy momentum to give you that easy upliftment to get up, move your bowels, get going, do your yoga, do your pranayama. So it will be like all this movement. That is what you want first thing in the morning, right? And then at night, when it is, so the whole 24 hours are divided into 4 hour slots, vata time of the day and vata time of the night. So I'm not going to go too much into details, but just to give you an example, in the middle of the day is the peak pitta time. And if that time, if you can have your main meal, which is your lunch and a bigger meal, then you can digest it very well. You can get the most benefit out of all the nutrition that is going to be delivered to you, and you will not have any of the lethargy or indigestion or constipation or all those problems, because that time the sun energy is strongest in the atmosphere around noon, and then your body can correspond to that. So how to make use of the day and night cycles and the seasonal cycles. So in different countries, of course, we have different. Here we have 4 seasons in the US. So if we can try to look at the different variations, how the season brings up the climate change and how we can respond to it. There are different protocols that are described in Ayurveda, either as a preventative measure or how to handle those particular ailments. People have seasonal allergies, people have different symptoms like joint pains or constipation or even depression. So all those things can be, you can prepare in advance if you know about the day and the seasonal cycles. So this is again something that we can learn, and we can use simple remedies from home or to handle all these situations. Now, every food that we are ingesting, as I told you, it is not just for the physical body but also for the mind. So if we are eating a lot of stale leftover very processed food which is not very nutritive, those things are very convenient. Nobody has time nowadays to cook, or nobody has time to buy anything or grow anything in the backyard. So we always buy a lot of packaged foods, a lot of quick to eat, or like just open and heat and eat kind of things. So those are going to deliver exactly those kind of energies. But if you cook from scratch, and I give a lot of cooking workshops also, it is not that difficult. You just need to prepare and plan a little bit ahead of time, and even on a busy schedule of your weekdays, you can easily incorporate all these things. And nowadays, luckily, we live in a world where we can buy so many gadgets, kitchen gadgets, that are that can be used for certain things. And now, every person's health is their own responsibility. So this is again very, very important concept in Ayurveda, that we cannot hold a doctor or somebody else responsible for our health and well-being. It is our own primary responsibility. It is our own right to love and take care and nurture ourselves. And same thing happens to our loved ones. So if you're living in a family of 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, whoever are the closest to you, you also take care of them. So but you have to start first taking care of yourself. So this is very important, that we have to be healthy first so that we can assist or help others. And for that reason, every person that is an adult should really know simple things about Ayurveda and about self care, about daily routine of how to make the most of your day. Okay, so uh, first and foremost, that is going to come to our help is everything that we are going to stock up in our kitchen pantry. So if it is an Indian home, most of the traditional Indian homes will have something called masala dabba, or like a box of spices. It is a very, very staple thing in the kitchen. And even if you live in the West, or even if it is a very modern kitchen, you would still have these about 7 to 10 spices that are very, very staple in Indian cooking. And even if you are not cooking in the Indian style, a lot of people would still stock up some bottles or some little containers of powdered or whole spices and herbs that can flavor your food. So first thing is, you want to be involved in the cooking and the choices of what you're putting in your body. So every day, if you're eating 1 or 2 or 3 meals, that means at least one meal of the day you should be cooking it yourself. And it is not just what ingredients are there, but just the love of cooking, or like, eating together with your family. All those subtle things also matter a lot. So that's why cooking your own food is very important. Like, so many hazards and so many recalls that we get from the store bought foods, because they have a lot of contaminants, they have a lot of preservatives, everything that can be harmful or a lot of times carcinogenic to the body. So we definitely want to focus on how to cook at home, how to kind of organize a pantry where we have a lot of these things very handy with us. So common things, one of the most common things that is used in first aid is turmeric. How I mean, many of you might have heard about turmeric, because nowadays it is very much studied, and lot of statistical data on various things, including cancer, Alzheimer's, a lot of inflammatory diseases, and so many problems, that it is one of the most studied herbs in the world. And thousands of years in India or in some other cultures, we have like this particular rhizome or the powder has been used every day, literally every day. No Indian food is cooked without this turmeric. You cook dal, or you cook some vegetable curry, lentils, anything you are cooking, there has to be turmeric in it. So what we are doing by using these spices is turmeric, mustard seeds, ginger. When we are adding this every day in a small quantity, so how much do we add every day in our food? Say, for example, for a family of 4 people, about a quarter teaspoon. So in every person's body, approximately 1 or 2 pinches of turmeric is going every day through the food. Okay, so we are not taking this as a medicine. Nowadays, you see all these supplements sold in the different pharmacies or vitamin stores or health food stores, but we don't have to use it in a form of a pill or a capsule. If you are using ginger every day in your food, making a tea or adding it to your dal or curry, or if you're not eating Indian food, then whatever else you are making, just add a pinch or two on a daily basis. And that will just deliver its medicinal qualities, so that you never have to take it as a medicine. When do we need to take something as a medicine? Only when we are sick. But if you are using this as a preventative or a prophylactic measure, then it can just deliver all that goodness to you on a daily basis. And that time you need a very small quantity. So every day's pantry will usually, that masala box will contain fennel seeds, ginger powder, turmeric powder, mustard seeds, cumin seeds. Curry leaves are usually taken fresh from your garden. Cilantro is also taken fresh. Mint is used fresh. Coconut you can have a grated and stored in the fridge. Then the Himalayan salt, or the regular, like sea salt, kosher salt, those things are very common. Red chili powder or chili flakes, that is another very common thing in that masala box. Um, then we also have sometimes a mixture of several seeds. So it's called Panch Puran. So there is onion seeds, there is ajwain, there is black cumin seeds, so a few fenugreek seeds. So all these seeds are mixed together, and then you put just a quarter teaspoon or just a pinch or two of those when you are making your dishes. And all that will go to your whole family. So every family, usually I was talking about the Prakruti aspect. So most of the people in the family, they share some attributes or some personality traits. Based on that, you can also modify to some extent by using these herbs and spices, what kind of food they will be healthy for them. Then simple techniques of cooking, or like food preparation, those things that also we will discuss in the course. about how to actually make different teas, or how to make simple remedies out of your food. So if you're drinking a soup, why not just make it in a way that it will actually be very healing for you, and it can take care of your say acid reflux or constipation or any other bowel problems. Or if somebody has a lot of weakness, or somebody is not have like gaining weight or losing weight, then we can of course use certain herbs and spices and help that person to get the desired results. A lot of things we can make at home, including siddha tailas. So a ghee or a oil that can be infused, or you can add certain medicinal qualities to that by using the same things like ginger or turmeric or curry leaves. You can make medicinal oils, and they can be used externally or internally, and you can keep those things ready. So as a part of this course, we are also going to make a travel kit and a first aid kit to keep at home. So when you're traveling, or when you are just like your first aid box, which may contain a bottle of disinfectant or some band-aids, you will be actually more happy to keep these things once you learn about them. And a lot of my students had come up with excellent phenomenal ideas to with all these kind of little packages that you can make, and you can even build a business out of it. um, so mixing and matching different qualities. So for example, if we are going to drink buttermilk in Ayurveda is considered to be very, very cooling and very healing, and very good for all your liver problems. So if somebody has issues with the liver, with the indigestion, with the gas, bloating, and just wants to not eat anything for a day or two, they can just have buttermilk. Now, how do we enhance the quality of buttermilk? We can add some cilantro, we can add some mint, we can add some ajwain, we can add some roasted cumin seeds, some black salt or Himalayan salt, and we can enhance the qualities that the buttermilk was going to deliver, but it will just get increased like tenfold or hundredfold. And these are the things that we can learn from Ayurvedic kitchen pantry. That for a certain, for if you want to enhance the cooling quality of certain herb, then we mix and match that with certain other herbs that go well together, even taste wise and even quality wise, and then we can just make that more stronger or more effective. Okay, now who are the people in our family? We can have uh, little babies or infants, or very small kids, toddlers, to young adults, to anybody in the middle age group, or more towards the senior citizens and even older people. All of them can be helped with this home remedies, and also with the knowledge of Ayurveda. So there is no we don't have to restrict ourselves. We can use it all across, males, females, and for all age groups. So this is one of the things that is not barred for anybody. So if I say use a pinch of turmeric, that same turmeric will be helpful for a small baby to a 95-year-old man. Okay, so it can just go all across. Now, the only thing we need to make it little more personal or tweak will be what is the vehicle. So, for example, if I want to give a pinch of turmeric to a child, then I may use honey as a vehicle to carry, because the child is in a kapha stage of life. He's growing, he's building, his kapha or his growth is at its peak at that time, because there's that potential. So we want to give that the vehicle to carry will be um, honey. If I want to give it to a younger adult, I may want to give it with milk, because that is the pitta stage of life when he has lot of heat. Turmeric can be heating, so I just want to kind of still give him the turmeric, but the vehicle to carry the turmeric will be milk. So I'll give like the golden milk. Or if I want to give it to an older person, I may mix that with ghee and give that to him. So just as an example, but these are the different things that with the knowledge of Ayurveda, how you will still deliver the turmeric, but it will, if you give it in this particular format, it will be more effective. Many times you must have heard nowadays with all the social media like YouTube, Instagram, a lot of people share so many wonderful remedies that they have found beneficial either for weight loss, for hair, for skin, for so many things, right? And then you try to use it, and then some people say, oh, it worked for me. A lot of others say, oh, that's something stupid or silly, and it doesn't work at all. So why does this happen, especially for weight loss and for hair and for a lot of other remedies? Like, it works for some people, it doesn't work for some people. So the same principle, that your prakruti can be different. So if you want to make it work for you, or if you want to find another alternative that will work for you, then you have to know some fundamentals of Ayurveda, so that we can tweak that same substance and highlight it, or like use some other vehicle or medium or a catalyst to go with it, to enhance those qualities and make that particular formula work for you. Then especially for children, a lot of issues in the childhood related to growth, like they don't eat well, they're very picky eaters, they have a lot of issues with say teething, or any kind of worms, or uh, parasites, or just having uh, any problems in learning, like slow learners, or allergies is very, very common, or eating disorders where they cannot digest a lot of food, or show a lot of imbalances. So all these children, with simple things, can be their life can change. One common thing with Ayurveda is, and I've worked with medical doctors who are many times, they're like stuck with certain things and they don't know how to handle that. One of them was eating disorders and also seasonal allergies with children. And one of my friend, he's a medical doctor with pediatric practice, but he once said, I just want to know more about like what you guys would do if some child keeps on coming back every season for flu and cold and cough, and the winters are long here in many places in the Northeast. So I said, just do one thing: do not ask their parents to stop giving them banana and yogurt or any kind of cold milk in the morning for breakfast. Just ask them to stop that and change it to either oatmeal or something warm. And the minute that simple change was done, all their ailments are gone. So sometimes you don't even have to give a remedy for first aid. You may actually just refrain somebody for taking wrong things at wrong time, or somebody taking very at very heavy meal very late in the night, and then not having good digestion and not having good energy. As soon as they change that, they don't even have to take anything. Their sugar will go down, they'll have better sleep, they will just have a lot of energy. So instead of taking like an energy drink or an energy capsule or an energy bar, just make a small simple shift or a change in your daily routine, and it will do the magic. So these are also like, for a first aid or a home remedy doesn't mean that you actually have to have a potion. You just have to have knowledge. I think that is most important, because a lot of people think that, oh, if it is when they come for Ayurveda, a lot of times their outlook is, or even for doctors, their outlook is, okay, what can I take instead of my regular Lipitor or like cholesterol medicine? That's not how it works. Or what should I take instead of the insulin that I'm taking for my diabetes? So many times it's not like something you need to take. Sometimes you just have to give up something and not take anything. That can do a magic. Okay, so younger adults is another very big age group who has a lot of problems with acne, with hair, with mood swings, very big time, especially at the age of puberty and the teenage years, then they also are very indecisive. They can be very blunt. They can also have lot of issues related to their own personality, their decision making, because that's the time when they have to make a lot of choices and decisions with about their career, about their life partners and many other things. So in Ayurveda, if we can have that strong foundation for a younger adult, they will not only be very good in making all these choices for their own self, they will also have good self esteem. They will have very good health, because these are the years when, if you have like a really good health and wellness aptitude, like that kind of a mindset, then you're least likely to have any major diseases or any major problems when you're older. Now, in older adults, we see a lot of people in the middle age, like, not yet too senior, but like in their 40s, 50s, there's a lot of premature aging. So everybody is in a race to stop the aging. Aging is inevitable. Like, we are born, we grow, and then some one fine day we will have to have all these panchamahabhutas get back to panchamahabhutas, and our soul can evolve and uh, release. So in that stage, when we are in that middle age, we have lot of issues going on with poor eyesight, dryness of eyes, lot of metabolic problems. Most of the people have heart disease or diabetes, weight gain. Women may have menopausal issues, hair loss or fatigue, that is also very common. Then they're always worried about, like, wrinkles and um, just so many things that are out of shape, out of balance, all of a sudden in those like early senior years. And Ayurveda, if you can really have a good protocol or understanding of Ayurveda, you can have a good grip on all of these things. Many things you may not even have to worry about, because you will not have those issues. Like a lot of menopausal symptoms, like if you are taking really good care of yourselves, you will not, like, it will just happen so smoothly and easily that you will not even know. Same thing with wrinkles and, like, everything that we put in our body, or what we do every day, like your yoga practice, your meditation, going for a long walk in nature, all that matters when it comes to your health. In one of the sessions of this course that we are giving, it's a 11-week course, and one of the things we are going to focus on women's health, because women usually, whoever, all most of the women, I'm talking about almost like 90 to 95% of the women, are very focused on uh, all this. Like, they will take Ayurveda course, they will buy all these things and cook for everybody, but they will forget themselves. This is very, very common. And women have to really learn to nurture and love and take care of themselves, and Ayurveda has lot of information of how we can how we can achieve that with simple things right in our home, and making those choices on our day-to-day basis. So we can also help younger women in the family, or if you are one of the younger generations, you can also use the simple techniques in Ayurveda when it is either pre-puberty or puberty or during pregnancy. What are the things you can eat, or how to not get some of the symptoms that usually a lot of women face. And rather than going to a doctor or having all kinds of chemicals or hormonal treatments, it will be very easy to tackle so many situations at home. I have treated many, many women with PCOD and with endometriosis and with infertility issues. These are very simple things that people can make it can make a lot of difference. And a lot of times it is pretty much unbelievable to the people, because they have gone through so much already before they try to look for help at with a Ayurvedic practitioner, they've already gone through so many things and they're frustrated and they don't know what else to do. And then when you tell them, oh, just take a little piece of jaggery and some fenugreek and some ajwain, and you will not have any pain with your PCOD symptoms. And they're like, no, this is, I've done so many things. But, to their amazement, this is something very, very simple, just a tiny piece of jaggery, a couple of pinches of ajwain and fenugreek seeds, and they will not have any pain during their periods. Very simple thing, and it works. So a lot of these females, they can, or like coriander, fennel, and cumin seed tea. That is very good for all women that are suffering for years or months from any kind of hot flashes or any of the other menopausal symptoms. Then postpartum care, very, very important nowadays in very westernized worlds. We see that the woman has, even if she has a very healthy normal delivery, she is sent home within 2 3 days, which is good. But then at home there's nobody to take care of that woman, so the baby and the woman, they kind of start going out everywhere in the grocery or in the car, like they are just out and about right from the third or fourth day of the delivery and for the child right after the birth. In Ayurveda, it is said that to get accustomed to all the environment, the baby needs a few days. The mother has gone through a laborious delivery, birthing, and that's a very big transition in the woman's life, and a lot of things going on in the woman's body. So it is very important that there has to be some kind of protocol that is followed, so that in the subsequent pregnancies or as she grows older, she will not have any kind of health issues or gynecological obstetric issues, and she will live a more healthier life. Uh, and that's something we can also help in Ayurveda with so many remedies, simple herbs and spices, as you can see here on the slide. All these things are very, very medicinal if you just have the knowledge of how to use it. Then if you look at if you know or have read about some of the tribal communities, whether in India or even in South America or Eastern Europe, a lot of these cultures uh, have these traditional remedies, or they just pluck leaves and twigs and roots from their backyard or from the jungle, and they start using that. Especially one I was very fascinated by. It is also used in India. It is called Pashan Bhed. Pashan Bhed means actually a stone breaker. So I was visiting a market, a Peruvian market, and I saw this same botanical name. So I was curious, and they said, yes, we use this tea, like we boil these dried leaves, and we use it for breaking any kidney stone or any calcification anywhere in the body. And I said, oh, yes, this is one of the Ayurvedic herbs. We use this as a medicine in the form of pills, in form of multi-herb formulations and tinctures. So lot of ancient cultures and tribal communities, we can have these simple remedies that can actually do the work. And you may not have to undergo any surgery. The stone breaker plant is so powerful, it actually breaks, pulverizes, and makes very small powdered uh, granules or powder of that particular calcified or whatever stone that is, and eliminates through our system. So our body already is equipped with very good system, as well as very good intelligence of how to deal with most of the pathological invasions or anything that is unnecessarily growing or unnecessarily stored or stagnated. The body has something called autophagy. It takes care of itself. It just needs time sometimes, but it will take care of itself. And in Ayurveda, all we do is we just aid or help that body to enhance this activity or to make it faster for us. Also, in Ayurveda, there is something called periodic fasting. There is also a periodic cleansing that needs to be done. on a yearly basis, or every time there is a change in the season, this kind of periodic fasting and cleansing is recommended. And that also helps to keep the system all clear and flushing out throughout the year. Okay, we also are going to look into this course uh, about seasonal health. So every season will have different climatic condition that affects us. So simple thing is, if you look in winter time, lot of people get cracked heels, cracked skin, dry hair, dry everything starts drying up, because in winter it is very cold, it is very windy. So that time a lot of people also get constipated. Then in spring, a lot of people get upper respiratory spring allergies, sneezing, coughing, congestion, fever. So any weather related problem, how to understand the weather, how to use simple remedies or simple prophylactic measures so that you don't fall sick in that weather. But if you do, then how to handle that at home. And that is what we will uh, study in this course. And also how to smoothly transition from one weather to the next without really affecting your body or mind very strongly. So another topic that we are going to look at is how to handle our mind and mood, and how to really have a healthy mind, body, soul, system. Nowadays, we see in lot of adults, lot of children, lot of especially teenagers. There's a lot of anger issues. There's depression. There is anxiety all across the board. There are a lot of mood swings issues. There is bipolar disease. There is memory issues when you are older. A lot of people. A lot of kids nowadays getting diagnosed with ADHD, autism spectrum, and so many things that really have no solution. If you go to the doctor, they may put you on some medicine, they may have some kind of treatment for you, but that is something that is not a permanent solution, that is not a long term thing, and it also delivers a lot of side effects. A lot of things that are related to hormonal imbalance can also create many psychosomatic or psychological problems, and that also really does not have any sure short remedy or sure short treatment from the Western or the Western system of medicine. So in Ayurveda, we try to have people use simple kitchen spices and combinations to help with these kind of things. So for mood, for anxiety, for memory, the many things right in your kitchen that you can use on a daily basis, and you will not have any of these problems. Then also some breathing techniques. So how to activate your right-sided, system, or your limbic system, your sympathetic, parasympathetic. So all those things are coming through simple, easy breathing techniques, and that is completely in your hand. There is also something called marma and chakra activation. That is also something you can easily learn and completely in your hand. So anytime you feel little restless or little, off balance, then just sit down, close your eyes. A very simple thing you can do is just rub your hands on each other and just do cupping of your eyes. Tightly close your eyes, do the cupping. It will just give you a quick relaxation. I actually encourage a lot of people who are in the who work every day in front of the computers. If they have to, if that's what their day job is, then this is something you need to put in your calendar every hour. If you do like every hour 1 minute, just the cupping of the eyes, it gives you so much relaxation. You can also be very aware of your breath. So if you're breathing, and if you're one more thing you can do on an everyday basis, which is whenever you are ready to eat your food, say it's lunchtime, you have a lunch break now. So look at your nostrils. If you hold your finger like this, your index finger horizontal to your nostrils, and see which of the two nostrils is more active. Usually, one of the two is more prominent, more active. Of course, you have to close your eyes. Visual distraction is very strong. So, anything that you want to have your concentration and focus, always close your eyes, and then you'll see, like, oh, my right nostril is more strong. So, that, yes, then you are ready to eat your food. But if your right nostril is not having exhale and inhale strong enough, don't eat the food. You may most likely not digest that very well. But if your left nostril is active at that time, then definitely not eat. But you can activate your right nostril. So press your left and then just continuously breathe through your right nostril for like maybe like a minute or two, 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes max. And then you can actually activate your right side. Right side corresponds to all your digestive organs, like your liver, gallbladder, duodenum, stomach, the last part of the stomach. All those things need to be very active and ready for the food that you're going to put in. So if that right side Pingala Nadi is dominant, then go ahead, eat the food, and you will have much better quality of digestion. So these simple things you can do at home and just try to make it a little bit easier for your day-to-day digestion. The color therapies, aromatherapy, these are also part of subtle therapies in Ayurveda, and they make a lot of change. When it comes to moods, when it comes to mental clarity, when it comes to empowerment or enhancing your mental strength, all these colors that have certain energetic value, they really add up. So if you're wearing always like gray and black and all these like more darker shades, that will just make you feel like that, more dull, more lazy, more lethargic. Those are called colors with very heavy energy or tamasic quality. So if you want to enhance, use lighter colors, lighter shade when you want to feel like in a very fresh, happy mood. Then if you want to have more like a celebratory mood with a lot of enthusiasm and energy, then go for like more fiery shades, orange, yellow, pinks, magenta, reds. So those are all like very uplifting. So color therapy, like whether you want to wear those things or just drapes in your room or your curtains or just some kind of um, patterns or designs or accessories in your surrounding, that can make a lot of difference. And this is not just the vastu or feng shui. This is actually in Ayurveda how to make use of all the panchamahabhutas and all these elements that surround you. um, Aromatherapy is another thing. Smell and sound have profound effect on our subconscious, on our innermost being. So do use that. We use one more thing that you can try to do if you are not sleeping very well at night. Of course, go to bed at a decent time. Don't go past midnight or 1 or 2 a.m. That's not a good time to go to bed. So go to bed in the kapha time, which is like around between like 9 and I would say 9 to 10:30. And that time it will be easy to induce sleep. Um, Relaxation will be much more easier compared to past midnight or very early. And then also use something called yoga nidra or like a guided meditation. And that simple guidance of how to relax your body step by step, and also very nice music in the background that will help to unwind and relax and go to more deeper state of sleep. You don't want to have sleep with lot of dreams, lot of action going on, like you're involved in it all the time, because that does not give your body and mind any rest. So the quality of sleep is also very important, and Ayurveda has lot of simple home remedies and techniques and how to enhance that. Then another topic is how to feel, very healthy, very good with your immune system. Like people take all these, lot of these protein powders and shakes and vitamins and minerals and supplements, and you see so many ads on the television or in the magazines with very sexy men and women, and then you wonder, like you feel like, oh, this must be really working, but that also comes with a lot of warning signs, lot of problems that people face after they take all these things. Now here we can actually have simple food ingredients that we are going to eat, but if we use those ingredients to make certain teas or enhance your soups or milk or buttermilk with those things, you can actually enhance your immunity with very, very simple things at home. One of the things that I have been using personally for, I would say, at least since I'm in this country, so 27 years now, I have been using this gold infused water. I used to live in New York, so it was cold, and traveling in the subway, very crowded city, so it's very easy to get any infection or any kind of cross contamination from several things. So best to keep your immunity very high. Even in COVID times, you saw that lot of people got exposed to COVID but never had anything symptomatic. Why did that happen to them? On the other hand, some people were not even like, they were taking good care of themselves. They had like shell kept themselves inside the house, and then they still got severe symptoms of COVID. So the answer to this is about your immune system, how good, how strong your body can defend and fight any kind of infection or anything that comes to you. And it is completely in our hands. 99% of the times, our immune system, how to enhance it, how to activate it, and how to keep it at a constant, at a good alert. I would not say like overpowering it, because whenever we are doing overly stimulating our immune system, we will have the other downfall, which you might be very familiar. Nowadays we have something called autoimmune diseases. So in Ayurveda it is clearly said that everything has to be in equilibrium, everything has to be optimal. Anything suboptimal or anything too hyper will be a bad thing. So we are not going to be like, here in America especially, bigger is better, more is more fancier. So no, in Ayurveda it is always balance and equilibrium. Good doesn't mean it is always like more good doesn't mean it's going to be more good actually. So same thing happens with excessive ojas or excessive immunity. It can actually backfire and people can have autoimmune diseases. So we have to have, make sure we have everything that is the most optimal for our body mind constitution. So in gold infused water, all you're doing is everyday water that you drink, even this water that I'm drinking in between, it is gold infused. So you don't see any gold in it. All I have done is last 25, 30 years, I have this one gold nugget. It has to be 24 karat pure gold. So don't put your diamond ring or like some kind of a bracelet or a chain or a necklace into it. Just use a simple 24 karat nugget, gold nugget, or a piece of gold that you can buy in any gold shop. And it has to be 99.999% pure. No other metals or alloys mixed in it, because whenever they make jewelry, it's always mixed with something, with copper or silver or something. So that's why a gold nugget. And then use a glass kettle. So I have been using this same glass kettle. Unbelievable. It's a glass kettle from Germany, and it has been like um unbreakable and it is there with me for last 30 years. You put why I'm saying glass, because that way there will not be any metal to metal interaction. So you don't want like gold to interact with a stainless steel or ceramic or any other thing. A glass is fairly safe. So any glass kettle that you can put on the stove, mine is something that we can put on the stove, and you can boil your water. So it that gold nugget stays in the bottom of that uh, jar for all these 30 years. Of course, when I rinse it, I take it out, but otherwise the water is constantly in contact with that gold. So that is the gold infused water. So I boil the water along with that gold piece, and I settle it. I When it is cool, I drink it. Anytime the water level goes down, I just keep on pouring water in it. That's it. That's all you need to do. So gold infused water in the background will constantly give you will boost your immunity, will give you vitality, it will give you everything that gold is used as medicine in so many cultures. Why was gold so valuable? Not just because it looks very pretty and it's shiny and you can make all the jewelry and ornaments, but there was a deeper science behind it, and the use of gold as something that you can actually ingest. So gold infused water, if you take every day, really a very simple way for people who have weak immunity, or who are this is one of the thing I tell for people who are recovering from any major illness, or they're undergoing cancer chemotherapy, or they have any autoimmune conditions, then I definitely tell them to use this every day. Okay, and any common ailments that we may have, we can how to alleviate them. Lot of times we don't have to stop certain things. So for example, the fever needs to break. Like, we have to digest the toxins that are causing that fever. Diarrhea, same things. It is the body's own mechanism to kick out anything that is not good for you, that has bothered you. So if you stop the diarrhea, that means you are keeping all that junk inside the body. So many times in Ayurveda, of course, you have to use some judgment, but many times in Ayurveda, if you look at, we always try to have people look at the connection, what started the diarrhea. So if it was like just some bad meal that you had, some contamination in the food that has caused you diarrhea or water, then let the body just clean itself. So 3, 4, 5 times if you run to the toilet, that's not going to kill you. Let the body clean itself. All you need to do is hydrate yourself, so that whatever is getting drained out of the body, you are replenishing it. And of course, you can add a little bit of sugar and lime or orange to it, so it will just kind of give you a little more energy to deal with that diarrhea. But every time stopping a diarrhea is not necessary. But when it goes beyond that, so that time we will have remedies, simple home remedies that can quickly stop your diarrhea. Same thing for cough, cold, bronchitis. You don't have to rush to a doctor or to get an antibiotic, or get some kind of. I mean, for flu, and there are a lot of vaccines. So when the season changes, you will see in all these pharmacies there will be advertisement. Did you get your vaccine shot? Did you get your flu vaccine? Did you get your COVID vaccine? All those things you may not want to really use those things anymore. Once you start using Ayurveda, live healthy, then first of all, you may not have these problems. But if you have, then you actually have the remedies to use. Same thing with IV, poison ivy, especially now in summertime. Lot of kids playing outside will come with bug bites, with poison ivy, with hives, inflammation, any kind of abscesses, lacerations. All those things can be easily treated at home. While growing up as kids, all our grandmother would do is like get some marigold flowers, or get some turmeric, and dab it on our any of those wounds. Um, she would always have this little container which had one piece of dry ginger, one piece of dry whole, actually dry piece of coconut also she would have. And then there was one piece of red sandalwood, the regular white sandalwood, and some turmeric, some honey, some castor oil. Castor oil was very popular with her also. So she would keep all this in one container, and then in a box. And then anybody has any problem, she would bring out that box. So these were like the people who had ageless wisdom, of so many things. They didn't learn any Ayurveda as such, but it just came from generation to generation. And that is what we are going to tap into more scientifically, because now we have, uh, the proper knowledge of all these things. And then we are also going to make it very interactive, because the things that I'm going to share, maybe you have some other issues that you want to have a home remedy for. So whether it is a liver problem, heartburn, kidney problem, or like, any other remedy that we want to discuss, we will definitely have that, and do some practicals at least. So I will give you in advance, I will tell you like what ingredients you should keep ready. And then we will do that as a class, as something that we can do together, like a face and body mask or a scrub, or some oil that we can use for oil pulling, for nighttime, for hand, for face. Then some energy bar or energy like little balls, laddus that we can have. And then we can basically exchange a lot of these recipes and ideas with each other, and come up with a strong community that really understands the importance of living healthy, and share the wisdom. Actually, share this with everybody that you know, and of course, use it for yourself.
Wow, Aparnaji, that is so much information, and there's so many specific questions like you're talking about. People want to know, how can I use this for that? How can I address these personal concerns I have? Well, let me
Right.
just put in the chat or launch the poll for the course. So let us know if you're interested in enrolling in the course, where you will get that detailed one-on-one and answer to all your questions. Unfortunately, in this webinar, we have maybe 10 minutes left, so I don't think we're going to be able to get to everyone's specific questions, and there's lots of ones that I know other people will be interested in: insomnia, and how do you embed it in your routines, right? Calcifications in the vascular. You explained what yoga nidra is. How does mud have healing capacity? So, where do I get the gold nugget for the gold water? So a lot of people have specific questions. I don't think we're going to have a lot of time to get into those detailed questions, but maybe some of the more broad questions, right? These slides, we won't
Right.
share the slides specifically, but this recording will be emailed out to everyone, so you'll get that. And Ayurveda needs to be embedded, Monica is asking, in the routine of people, and not just at the time of crisis. And so you went into so many ways that this can be applied in regular life, preemptively, preventatively. Just so, Monica
Right.
ji, I think Aparna ji really got into the details of that. The courses will be on Zoom. They will be available if you miss a course. You can watch the recording later, but we encourage live interaction. So that's for Yashpalji. And if you can, Aparnaji, maybe you want to look through the Q&A. Can we see this presentation again as a family? Yes, please take a look at the recording when you get it. So I have launched the poll. Please let us know if you're interested in taking the course. If you miss a few classes, yes, they will be recorded. People are saying, Vijay Kane, fantastic presentation. Yes. Doriel said, thank you for those tips. Yes. Great information from, who's saying that one? Dirlokji, excellent talk from Dr. Kumar. And so the course starts, let me put it in the chat, the details, so that you have those also. Copy paste the right one. I was working on some other stuff. So it's gonna start on not this Monday, but next Monday. It's gonna be 8:30 p.m. Eastern time to 10 p.m. Eastern time, so an hour and a half. I've dropped the link in the chat. Please click, look at all the details, as Aparnaji went through her presentation, all those different things are going to be covered week by week in detail with the class and the participants. So in this webinar, it's not as interactive because it's a webinar. Your videos are turned off, your audio is not available. But during the class, you will be able to engage, and Aparnaji clearly will take your questions and engage and answer and get into that. I'm sorry we're not going to be able to do all of those details and get into everyone's questions right now. Shantaji is saying, very useful knowledge. Looking forward to joining the course. Yes, Shantaji, I hope you will enroll in this course. Yeah, the recording of this webinar will be shared with everyone who registered, Shailaji. So you can look for that in the email, maybe 2 days or so, once we get that all sorted out. So there are quite a few questions still. The start date exactly is July 15th. Oh, that is this Monday, huh?
Yeah, it's this
Okay,
one.
so it is this Monday. So it starts in 2 days. Sorry for that. Yeah. Thank you, T Desig for asking for that clarification. And so with that, I highly encourage you to enroll in this course with Aparnaji. Just amazing, this presentation. And you're going to get that times 11, right? In an 11-week course starting on Monday until September 30th. If you haven't taken a course at Hindu University of America, this could be the one to get you in the door. I hope it is. Again, I'm just always glad to host and engage in these sorts of presentations. And I'm so glad to have you, Aparnaji, as a member of HUA teaching this course. I think people will really like it. So that's going to be it from me. Please fill out the poll. Let us know if you're interested. I'll put my email in the chat if you have specific questions. And now I will hand it to Aparnaji to kind of close us out however you see fit. If you want to take a few questions, but then also make your pitch, let us know maybe trees from the forest, your high-level takeaways. And again, my pleasure to have you on today's webinar. So Aparnaji, with that, let me hand it to
Yes,
you to close us out.
thank you. Yes, this is going to be a very, very informative and very essential course. So I would really encourage anybody interested in Ayurveda or taking their whole health as their own responsibility to please enroll, please join us. And yes, it will be very, very interactive because, in the class, we are going to be a set number of students. So we will always talk to each other. We will have questions answered on the spot. I will also have a PowerPoint that can be shareable at that time. And I will also, the students will also get some homework and some quizzes. So it is not just for entertainment, it is actually for learning, for studying, and implementing in your daily life. And so we are having a lot of these courses. You can go on the hua.edu website, and some of my other colleagues and friends are also teaching various other courses. So we will have lot of great time learning and exploring this vast wisdom of Ayurveda. Thank you.
Thank you. Dhanyawad. Namaste. See you on another webinar or in a course. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Goodbye. Have a good weekend.